Like, remember in like the 1950s TV
Yeah,
shows, they had like the two beds?
And they would just push them together.
Yeah. We don't have an intro. We never have an intro. If you didn't know that, now you know that. Today we're talking about something kind of interesting. It's a little bit of a taboo conversation, but not in the way you might think. We are talking about couples sleeping in separate beds and in separate rooms.
Yes. Why are we talking about this today?
Okay, so me and my husband, as of about three weeks ago, we started sleeping in separate rooms and in separate beds. So it started because he's a horrible snorer. It sounds like he's going like it's like there. It's like that. Sounds like I'm literally sleeping beside Darth Vader.
Darth Vader or Dark Vader?
Darth.
Is it Darth? I always thought it was Dark.
And also too, because he had like shoulder surgery at some point, he had a really weird sleeping contraption. Prior to that, let me just say, I have never, ever, ever understood why you have to sleep in the same bed and the same bedroom. I mean, for practicality purposes and size of house, I get it. Let's say you are in a shared room together. Yeah. Why the fuck does it have to be the same bed? I've never understood this. I've always complained about it. And every partner I've ever had has had their feelings absolutely decimated every time I bring it up, even if it's really gentle. Like, if I go to shower, I'm not like, oh, honey, can you hurry up and come upstairs? I need to shower. When I'm taking a bathroom trip, I'm not like, oh, could you come and take a bathroom trip with me?
I want you to guess. What do you think the percentage is of couples that sleep in separate beds or separate bedrooms?
In where? Just the world?
I think this is North America.
20%.
It's actually 25 to 40%.
Interesting. What I would like to say about that stat is the majority of people on this planet are people I'm looking at right now as they're walking. Yeah. And they're the boomers. They're getting older, so they're going to pad those stats a lot. Like, when I was younger, it was like my grandparents slept in separate bedrooms because my grandpa snored. And I didn't think anything of that. My husband's parents, they sleep in separate bedrooms. So I feel like when people get like old, it's like, doesn't seem that like out of pocket for them to be like taking on different rooms. Also, there's nobody else in the house usually, so they can like
the
have
kids are
separate
gone.
rooms, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's more space. But I definitely think that like when you hear of like a couple like my age, right, like 40, when you hear that they've slept in separate bedrooms, you have my dad's reaction, and my dad was like, is everything okay with you guys?
Well, there's a name for it.
What?
It's called sleep divorce. The frequency usually they said that like when couples are like not in a good energetic field, that's what it is.
For the last like more than a decade, for the last 16 years, I don't bring it up every night because that would just be cruel and crazy. But like I bring it up frequently. Like I'm always like, I don't understand, why do we have to share a bed? Like, I don't understand it. Why don't we just get 2 double beds? We'll park them beside each other. Yeah. Because I love my husband and I do want to spend as much time with him as I can. Yeah. Also, too, I said to him, like, there's no secrecy in our relationship. None. Right. Like, I can go from this, right, which is okay. Yeah. And then I go to like being in like ratty pajamas with like my hair up, washing my face, brushing my teeth. Like, maybe I want to read a book, but he's really tired and he has to get up for work the next day. So it's like, okay, I guess I can't do that, right? Yeah. I can't listen to music, so then I have to put my ear pods, and then you're laying on one side and you're like, fuck, that hurts my ear. Like, there's no mystery at all left when you're sharing a room together. And listen, I know a lot of people are going to hear this and be like, that's what relationships are about, but not for me.
Well, when I was younger, I'd say to my past lover, and I was like, I like having my own room. Yeah. You have your room, I have my room, and we decide what room's going to have the sexy time. And if we want to stay in bed with that person, then we stay.
You do. There's no pressure.
There's no pressure.
Yeah.
60% of the people that are sleeping separately, that have a healthy, conscious relationship, say it's way less stress.
But I don't think that there's any denying that we feel different when we're by ourselves than with somebody else, no matter how much you love them, no matter how much they know you, no matter how much you've spent time together, even if they're on your own kid, you feel their energy. It's giving me time to just be with only my own energetic self. Okay. not during the day when you feel tasked with things to do. And if you go to sit down, you kind of feel guilty. You're like, oh, I'm not going to sitting down here like doing nothing for an hour. I should probably do that laundry or whatever, right? Like,
pack the dishes away.
Something.
So how's the sexy time, the intimacy?
I would say it hasn't really changed. The only thing that I would say is like, currently at this moment, I'm going through like a big like spiritual metamorphosis. So whether or not we were sharing a bed, there would kind of be a lull in that. He doesn't have his own bedroom yet. So right now, my poor husband is like sleeping like a hobo in our dining room. My daughter will be moving out in the summer, and he'll have his own room to himself. Because now he's fully on board. Now that he's gotten the extra sleep, now that he's had the extra, he's fucking loving it. He's like, God, I can't believe I was so sensitive before to you saying that. I was so insecure. And then of course I'm like, no, I totally get it.
It's normal. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So my feelings would be hurt if my partner was like, do you want to have different rooms? I'd be like,
so he's fully on board now. And we were talking about like, when he actually gets his room, okay, this is his input. And he's like, it's going to be so much fucking fun to have your space have one kind of like energetic feeling and my space have a totally different kind of energetic feeling. And he's like, it's just going to add like a fun little thing to not just intimacy, but just like our conversations and stuff like that. You know?
How amazing.
So, okay. So here is the thing that I've obviously like, this needs to be a disclaimer. Certainly like my relationship isn't like the pinnacle of perfection or anything, but my God, is it ever like a focus in my life and my husband's life? And we work on shit all of the time.
All the time.
We grind for the health of our relationship.
You guys do grind.
If that's not where you're at, I don't think this might be the best.
It's going to end up in the divorce. Yeah. You'll end up in sleep divorce.
Yeah.
Tread lightly. Yeah. I think you have to already have a really deep, profound relationship of honesty, transparency, connection.
Yeah. It could really symbolize like a riff in the relationship. Yeah. Again, just like a lot of stuff in my life. I feel like I'm kind of counterculture and that's not why we're doing it. Yeah. But I do obviously feel like there's a lot of the majority of the reason why people go into separate beds is because of that. So yeah, let us know in the comments what your opinion of this is, and also to like what your sleeping situation is.
Yes. Are you alone? Or are you still with the lover that snores?
Or are you in, what is it? Divorce?
Divorce, sleep divorce.
Or are you sleep divorced? Mm-hmm. All right. So that's all we have. A nice little short video to get you thinking this week. Yeah. Until next week, don't forget to
like, follow, share, and subscribe.
Okay. Bye.
Love you. Who needs a king when you can sleep in one?